All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, fellow Pandemonium travelers, this is Seattle Pandemonium Shutdown, day 275 by my count. So what's going on? What's going down? Well, my prospects for becoming the future mayor of Seattle went up a little bit with Mayor Jenny Durkin saying she is not going to seek re-election in 2021. So keep an eye out for that. That'll be a disaster, I'm sure. And what else? So yesterday, of course, December 7th, 2020, or 1941, you know, a date which will live in infamy. A little carryover from that yesterday. I guess it's history is not without a sense of irony. We lost General Chuck Yeager. I guess it's Charles Yeager, better known as Chuck Yeager. An American legend, an American hero, a high-powered mutant of some kind, never considered for mass production. Chuck Yeager broke the sound barrier in the Bell X-1, a rocket-powered aircraft. First man to go faster than the speed of sound. First man to break the sound barrier. A hypothetical, an unknown, a prediction of physics at the time. Actually proved it by going Mach 1.05 or some such in the rocket-powered Bell X-1. This was I forgot the year. It was like 1950 or something. Something like that, 1949, 1948. A really bad idea is what it was. Is what it was. Like, they probably would have just liquefied the poor guy in their quest to break the sound barrier. But he passed away yesterday. Rest in peace, General Yeager. And as I often point out, because it's funny, he dunked on me one time. I don't remember on Twitter. He dunked on me. I don't remember what the context was. It was something about, like, the tweet's now gone, actually. I had to look it up. Like, it was something about somebody going really, really fast in a craft of some kind. And I was like, even at Chuck Yeager, General Chuck Yeager would be proud. And he was like, please don't speak for me. It was like, okay, that's fair enough. I wouldn't try to speak for Chuck Yeager. He had his own video game at one point, Chuck Yeager's Air Combat, and you were able to fly basically every generation of aircraft that he flew. And when you look at his career, like, he started off flying in World War II and flew, if I'm remembering right, he flew prop-driven aircraft, that is propeller-driven aircraft, against Soviet conscripts in North Korea in the Korean War. They were flying jets, MiGs, and he was flying prop aircraft against them. Eventually they moved to, like, Sabre. The Sabre was allegedly like a really good jet aircraft, and he flew those. But one of the things I love about Chuck Yeager is in World War II, he was in the European theater, and he was flying, I think, a P-51, and he encountered the Nazi Luftwaffe aircraft, the Me-262. Me-262 was the first jet combat aircraft. It had two jet engines. It was just out of prototype. It was the first, jet aircraft to be used in combat. The first time Chuck Yeager saw one, and he has tweets about this. He's like, first time I saw one, I shot it down. And it's so cowboy American that it's just wonderful. But yeah, I mean, he did. Like, the Me-262 could fly like 100 miles an hour faster than, like, his plane, but he managed to shoot it down anyway. And it's just fantastic. But what are you doing? What are you doing? We'll get on down the road then. Yeah, rest in peace, Sky King. An American legend, an American hero, willing to strap into a rocket-powered aircraft and fly faster than the speed of sound. And I don't know, just another loss this year. It's one of the, you know, Sean Connery, etc. I mean, he wasn't American, but I won't hold that against him. Another loss this year amongst all the other losses. And I mean, he was old. I mean, he's like 97 years old or something. Not Sean Connery, Chuck Yeager. But he, you imagine him, you know, imagine his life. I thought about this with like my grandparents and stuff that I've passed. It's like, you know, he was born in like 1920 something. Flies prop aircraft, then jets, then rockets. Basically goes into outer space in the Bell X-1. He was right next to outer space. And actually, that was another one. He liked one of my tweets once. Someone asked him about, well, why didn't you want to go into the space program? And he said, I didn't want to sit in the seat after the monkeys had shit on it, because they used to launch monkeys, right? And I said, is that any way to talk about Buzz Aldrin? And he liked that tweet because that was funny. Like, you know, you call him Buzz Aldrin a monkey. He got the joke because he probably knows Buzz Aldrin, or I guess knew Buzz Aldrin. It's yeah, one of those things. It was fun to have fun with like an American legend on something like Twitter, right? Like, it seems absurd. It's like ridiculous that this is even happening. But yeah, day 275 of pandemic. We've got continuing election shenanigans. I don't know if we're still awakening the Kraken or whatever the hell. Like, are the Arizona results being decertified? Is that what I saw? Like, I said it yesterday at the beginning of the video. I am so over all this. I am so tired of all this. It's like, show me results changing. Like, show me an actual electoral college vote that doesn't go the way that it looks like it is. Maybe it will. I just don't. I'm not seeing the action, you know? I'm not seeing the praxis of the thing. I would love to talk about praxis more if I had the opportunity. What else is going on? What's going down? We've got, I don't know. We've got pandemic continuing. I just don't know, guys. It's like, I look at our deaths. So this is what's weird. I look at like the deaths in Washington State from COVID, and I assume this is some kind of like accounting issue, but it's like the graph wildly swings back and forth. It's like a seismograph. It's like 60 deaths and then 0 deaths the next day, and then 20 deaths and then 0, and then 40 and then 0, and it just goes back and forth like this. I assume this is some kind of like reporting issue, like the stats come in from, I guess, I don't know what, county coroner or something. Like the methodology for how they're graphing this, but it's on the front page of like the Google search though. That's what I don't quite understand. And it's like and again, the issue is like all this data is so jacked that like it's like deaths from COVID or deaths with COVID. So you've had like Rudy Giuliani diagnosed with COVID and hospitalized, as far as I know. But like Rudy Giuliani is also like 80. So you're like, well, yeah. But like, what about hospitalizations? Like in Washington, I guess hospitalizations are up. But up in terms of like up from COVID or with COVID? Like that's the question. Figure it out. There you go. Hey, Soto, there's that tire chirp you were talking about. My detour. I don't want a detour. I want a me tour. They're shutting down my streets, which is ironically what I wanted them to do. But they should have been doing this back in, like, I don't know, May. Close down all the streets and repave them all. You guys have no idea. Like, you can hear my car rattling like chitty chitty bang bang. That's not completely my fault, though. Some portion of that is that our streets in Seattle are basically they're next to dirt roads. It's just, they're absolutely beat to shit. And I would love to repave them all, which is, again, part of my platform when I run for mayor next year, I guess. Maybe I'm kidding. I don't know. Is repave all the streets. Fix the streets. Because the streets are absolute garbage. But COVID stuff. I don't know. I mean, I review some of the Tom Woods stuff. About the disparity in medical care for a variety of other medical issues, and we are now facing essentially like a baked-in loss of a certain number of lives from other diseases and maladies that have gone untreated due to the COVID reaction, the COVID response. Cancer screenings, tuberculosis, et cetera, et cetera. And that will only grow over time as we restrict, hospital and medical access to, people who only have COVID. It's just going to continue, and I wonder about elective processes too, like dentistry, because in Washington at least, they restricted dentistry appointments. Oh, so you feel that? That was all road, guys. That was just all lumps in the road. Dental access. I mean, I don't know. I mean, oral infection can potentially be fatal, but it's just one of these things of I don't know, I have some chronic tooth pain. I don't know if right now, or if we're locking back down, I can get it looked at, even if I had the, resources to do so. But, I don't know, it's, I don't like the ambiguity of it. I don't like that it's well, we lock down and wear masks everywhere, and if you don't, you're a bad person. If it's well, does that actually help long term? I mean, does it help in one capacity versus another capacity? Why are you wearing a mask in your own car? Why are you wearing a mask in your own car? That's my question. What? It's like wearing a condom when you masturbate, isn't it? I'm trying to understand here, guys. I'm really just trying to figure this out, why these guidelines are the way they are, and then why some people are adhering and other people aren't. I just can't. This feels like a Monday, crying out loud. Anything else for today? Got rest in peace, Chuck Yeager. Got continuing election shenanigans. We've got continuing COVID shenanigans. It's raining in Seattle, but of course that's a day ending in Y. So far, I can recommend Queen's Gambit on Amazon. It's a little woke here and there. It's a little eye-rolling, woke. A lady plays chess? How absurd. Oh, she beat me. Oh, now I have a change of attitude because a lady beat me at chess. Oh, I've changed it. It's changed everything. It's a little bit of that, but it's not too bad. Like I didn't roll my eyes so much that I hurt them or anything. It is there though. It's a little corny woke from time to time, but it's not too bad. And it is interesting to see like how it's like pool movies or like gambling movies. They show you how to play and then like what the shenanigans and the tricks are, and she's got the tricks and they sort of show her thought process. So it's it's interesting. And if you've ever like played chess or wanted to learn chess, it's like, oh, it is like there's shenanigans and like tomfoolery even. And anybody can play, you just have to put in the mind work to win. And that's why chess is kind of like life. It's kind of like martial arts. You got to put in the mind work in order to overcome your opponent. You might end up reading some Sun Tzu and some Miyamoto Musashi if you started getting real crazy. You might even start reading some von Clausewitz. There's some von Clausewitz for you. Anyways, that's enough from me for a rainy Tuesday. Talk to you guys later. Bye.